fens of eastern England, flat and reed-covered, dotted with windmills and crossed by waterways, which are spread over with lilies and with flowering plants. Here nest the coot and the wild duck, whose feathers have a camouflage effect among the dead reeds. And here the grey-crested grebe makes her island nursery. She settles down to the business of bringing up a family, while her mate collects fresh material for decorating the home. But of late years, these quiet haunts of the birds have been disturbed by holiday-makers, whose cars jolt along the grassy tracks, making the old farm horses stare in astonishment. Energetic people in punts invade the reedy edges of the Broads, frightening the grebe off her nest. Sailing boats and their inmates make the coot go off in disgust, while the hoot of a passing motorboat penetrates to the farthest and loneliest part of the reed bed, where the bittern makes her nest, as far as she can from the haunts of human beings. The bitterns are practically extinct in England, only breeding in bird sanctuaries where they are well protected from the attacks of mankind. The mother lays about 5 eggs, olive brown in color, one of which you can see is chipped and nearly ready to hatch out. Occasionally, she stalks off to the edge of the reeds and flies away on a fishing expedition. But her home is not left long at such an exciting point in the family history. 1 egg nearly hatched. The bittern has a slow and very powerful movement in flight. Home she comes, and on reaching her nest, she seems to have a good deal of difficulty with her feet, which are particularly large to enable her to get a good grip on the marshy ground round the nest. However, she does avoid treading on the eggs and smashing them, and after arranging them, settles down to another spell of domestic duty. As she sits here, we can get a good look at her and see what a queer creature she is. Her striped fawn and brown coloring makes her almost invisible among the light and shadow of the reeds. The ruff of feathers round her neck is so thick that she appears to have no neck. She is easily scared, and even the flight of a pair of wild swans across the water puts her on the alert. Here she is, in an attitude of defense. Anything attacking her from above would be speared on her long, sharp bill. She is so disturbed that she leaves her nest where 1 egg has hatched out. But this is merely a tour of inspection to see if there is any excitement on the Broad. And she soon returns to her 4 eggs and the 1 little gollywog, which is a baby bittern. To arrange the eggs and the baby, and not to tread on either, presents a real difficulty. This time, she carefully arranges the empty eggshell and tries to hatch that too. The next time when she returns, she carefully arranges the eggs with her beak. She feels now that the empty eggshell is no use, and after some fidgeting, throws it out. It sticks on the edge, however, and might attract the attention of enemies. So, after hesitating for a bit, she finally decides to put it well out of the way. Poor little gollywog being nearly strangled in this spring cleaning. All the duties of the home fall on mother, for father is enjoying himself hunting and fishing in the reeds and never goes near the nest. He is very difficult to track down, and when attacked makes every effort to defend himself. He is, as you can see, a big fellow with a beak that can give a fearful ripping jab, and which would spear through any enemy with the greatest of ease. Soon the mother's fishing expeditions get more frequent, for there are now 3 little gollywogs at home whose slogan is "Eat more fish." The mother brings back fish and frogs, which she has partly digested and which the babies take out of her beak. They often have trouble with a large piece of the nest which gets mixed up with the dinner and simply won't go down. Some naturalists think these pieces of reed are useful aids to digestion, since an all-fish diet is rather rich. It is hard work to keep 3 hungry little bitterns fed, but they protest loudly if they are left alone too long between meals. And now for the next little snack. Baby bitterns have no table manners, tackling fish that are almost as large as themselves, and gulping and choking the food down. There's trouble again with a piece of reed from the nest which gets mixed up with the fish. Mother gets a bit across her beak sometimes too, and has a lot of worry with it. A day in the life of the bittern family is really one long mealtime, until the sunset comes, sending holiday makers home across the Broads. And the bittern, settling over the 3 sleepy little gollywogs, rejoices in the quiet of the fens.